Are you feeling the pinch of sky-high electricity bills? You're not alone. Across the nation, families are struggling as electricity prices are surging at more than double the rate of inflation. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a major financial burden that's forcing tough choices, especially during those sweltering summer months when air conditioning becomes a necessity. Take Ken Thomas and his wife Delilah in Boca Raton, Florida, for example. Despite investing in energy-efficient windows and insulation, their electric bill can still soar past $400 a month during the peak of summer. And recently, Ken experienced a power outage that lasted for 10 hours, highlighting just how crucial electricity is, especially in the Florida heat. You just don't realize how important your power is until you don't have it, he says. In Florida's heat, you just can't live without air conditioning. And this time of year particularly. It's a similar story for Al Salvi in Pembroke Pines, Florida, where his power bill can reach a staggering $500 a month. Al, who relies on disability benefits and uses a wheelchair, faces the agonizing decision of whether to pay for electricity or essential medications. There's a lot of seniors down here that are living check to check, he explains. Now, we got to decide whether we're going to pay the electric bill or are we going to buy medication? And it's not fair to us. You're squeezing us between a rock and a hard place. But here's where it gets controversial. Florida Power Light, FPL, the utility serving both Ken and Al, proposed a rate increase earlier this year that could have hiked bills for a typical South Florida resident by approximately 13% over the next 4 years. This sparked outrage, leading AARP Florida to launch a petition drive that quickly garnered tens of thousands of signatures. Zane Smith, AARP Florida's Director of Advocacy, emphasized the frustration of their members, stating, "That's just another way people are getting nickel and dimed out of being able to afford to live here in Florida." Last week, FPL announced a tentative agreement on rates with commercial and industrial customers, promising to maintain reliable electricity while keeping customer bills low. But details of this new rate proposal remain under wraps. Will this agreement truly benefit residential customers like Ken and Al? Only time will tell. And this is the part most people miss. This isn't just a Florida problem. Electricity prices are climbing nationwide due to a complex interplay of factors affecting both supply and demand. One major driver is the proliferation of power-hungry AI data centers. These facilities, essential for the booming artificial intelligence industry, are consuming vast amounts of electricity. The Energy Department projects that data centers and other commercial customers will collectively use more electricity than households for the first time ever next year. This poses a significant challenge for policymakers, who must determine how to accommodate this increased demand and, crucially, who will bear the financial burden. John Quigley, a senior fellow at the Kleinman Center for Energy Policy at the University of Pennsylvania, points out that regulators are struggling to keep pace with the rapid growth of data centers. Regulators always play catch-up, he says. The growth of data centers is far outpacing the response by grid managers, public utility commissions across the country, and are racing to catch up. Another factor contributing to rising electricity prices is the soaring cost of natural gas. Natural gas is used to generate over 40% of the nation's electricity. As more natural gas is exported as liquid natural gas, LNG, increased competition from foreign buyers is driving up the price that utilities must pay domestically. The Energy Department reports that the cost of gas used for power generation jumped by more than 40% in the first half of this year compared to 2024, with another 17% increase projected for next year. Any way you look at it, gas-fired power is expensive, Quigley says. It's going to be increasingly expensive as natural gas exports increase. The future is to make electricity cheaper, and the way to do it is clean energy. While renewable energy sources like solar and wind power can be more cost-effective than gas-fired plants, even without government subsidies, the upfront costs of building new power plants and transmission infrastructure are substantial. Furthermore, a significant portion of the population is already struggling to afford their current electricity bills. Shockingly, 1 in 6 households are facing this challenge. Mark Wolf, Executive Director of the National Energy Assistance Directors Association, emphasizes the plight of low-income families. "We're not questioning whether the grid needs to be rebuilt," he says. "We're not questioning whether there needs to be new data centers built. But the problem is, for low-income families and people living in poverty, they don't have the ability to pay any more than they're currently paying, without falling even further behind and getting into shut-off situations." The federal government currently allocates approximately $4 billion annually to assist low-income families with their energy bills. However, Wolf argues that this amount is insufficient to cover the escalating cooling costs during the summer months. Adding to the concern, proposed budget cuts could eliminate this vital assistance altogether. Back in Boca Raton, Ken Thomas is relieved to have his power restored, but remains apprehensive about his upcoming electric bill. "I value my utility, that I need to stay cool in the summer and warm in the winter," he says. "But I also know that there is a limit to what we can afford to pay." This situation raises some crucial questions. Who should bear the responsibility for ensuring affordable electricity for all? Should data centers be subject to specific regulations or taxes to offset their energy consumption? And what role should government subsidies play in promoting renewable energy and assisting low-income families? What are your thoughts on the best way to address this growing energy crisis? Share your opinions and solutions in the comments below.